Okay, so the stream is live now, so go ahead and refresh your page, guys. I gotta get through this. This is a lot of information, I understand. And this is probably one of the hardest things you'll do in Fusion. So I want to make sure that you guys have all your answers addressed and answered before you guys get too confused. So last year, this is where a lot of kids break down and kind of, I'm dead serious, I'm not exaggerating. The animation can be really difficult and really frustrating. It's all about the order that you do things in. Okay, I can't stress that enough. So when you join things, when you constrain things, it's all about the way that you do them that makes it important for you guys to actually make this thing function and work like it's supposed to. Okay? So the very first thing, if you're looking at the stream, we're going to give you guys a little bit of time. Go ahead and refresh and go to... if you guys go to videos, and then you go to, instead of upload, you drop down to live streams. It should say part 1 live stream. Again, go to videos, and then at the very top left, you'll see, drop down for upload, you'll see live streams. Okay, so if you look at Google Classroom, and this is where I want you guys to be, okay, mute me please. You're going to see cam, animation, and assembly. And when you click on it, it'll bring open these 4 instructions. The problem is that it's going to take me a couple days for you guys to understand and for me to teach you all this stuff. I've never taught you what a screencast is. I've never taught you how to download an MP4 of anything yet. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do all that kind of stuff, and it's going to be lengthy. So I'm going to break this up into pieces. Okay, you've got to stay with us, because if you don't, for example, today, if you don't have your cams, you can't even do this part. You got to go back and do your cams. So I just can't give you a 0 this time. So first thing we got to do is assemble and constrain the box with all the parts. Let's start there. So if you do that, you're going to see there's a file down here. Go ahead and click that file. It'll bring a black screen open. And then you're going to see just download. Pretty straightforward. You'd press download. I've already downloaded it, so I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to go into Fusion. And I'm going to go into the Rubik's Cube, which is over here. Scroll all the way up, and I'm going to go to Upload, which is right here. I'm going to go to Select Files. I'm going to select in Downloads. And then I'm going to go to Assembly, press Open. All right here. I'm going to press Upload. It'll upload it. I've uploaded it already a couple times today. It says complete, but it looks like this gray box or this orange box. Just press refresh a couple times up in the top here, and it'll allow you to refresh it. When you see the picture, it's ready to go. Okay? You double click that. It'll bring open this scattered, blown up, exploded view of this assembly. This is a box that allows you to use Automata, okay, parts, which is what we'll talk about a little bit in a couple weeks here. But in reality, this is your final project. You're going to use this as a template. Okay? What you're going to do is all these parts don't have links or anything like that. What is a break the link meaning? What does that mean? Go ahead.
You're like breaking the link between a part and like its original assembly, so that you can change the color and stuff like that.
Good. So basically what it does is it locks in all of the attributes for a part. If you break the link, you're allowed to edit all those attributes, whether that's moving a part, whether that's changing the material, the color, like he said, whatever the case may be. Good. None of these have those little chain links, so we're good to go. Okay, I can move all these around. The very first step, I don't know how many people skip this step, is you gotta ground the box. Right-click over the box and press ground. If you don't ground it, and you try and animate this stuff and move it, it's going to move the box like crazy and it's going to freak you out. Okay? Then I am going to, and this is again about order, joint, capture, just like we always do. I'm going to select the object first and then what I want to join to that object. So I want to join, for example, this piece to this piece. You see how it moves that part? Okay? I don't want it to slide. I want it to revolve or revolute and crank. Okay? The other part is that it's only halfway inside of the box. We need to use the arrows and adjust it so that it's not, as you can see here, not against the box and sticking out just a little bit on the other side. Okay, so I press OK. That piece is good to go, and now when I rotate it, it'll rotate like a real crank. Okay? The next piece is this bushing over here. The bushing is like a guardrail. All it does is it guides the follower down into the box. So if you look at this, I'm going to do again. I want this part to connect to this hole. Now it's backwards. I'm going to come over here and I can see this little button here. You can flip it back over and you want it on top. Okay? Press OK. Revolute, sorry, I wanted rigid. I want to just lock it in there. Press OK.
Oh no, I'm buffering! I think we all are.
It's going to be okay. We're going to get through this together. The next and the last piece is the joint for this piece. I want the center of this axle to go inside, and this one's kind of tricky, not to the top here, but if you scroll close enough, into the cylinder. And when you click on that, it'll start locking in. You don't want it to lock in. First of all, we want it to flip because we don't want the follower on the outside. We want it down underneath. And we want this as well as a slider. Okay? Press OK. And now, if you look at this, it'll be able to move within the system, and then this crank will be able to move like this. That is part one. I want you to do that first. It shouldn't take you more than 10-15 minutes. And then I'm going to go over the full animation on how to make this thing actually move with your cams. Okay? Go ahead and do that, and we'll come back together in a sec.